Hello everyone. This is going to be a super simple craft that won't take too long at all. So this is Burnt Umber by Apple Barrel. It's my favorite brown, and I'm using one of my large sponge dabbers to apply the paint to this cheese grater that it's just an old cheese grater I got from Goodwill. And I'm just using cinnamon to sprinkle on that wet paint to give it a rust look. And then I'm adding a little bit of paprika, and you want to make sure it's the red kind. Some paprika looks brown. We already have the brown rust on there with the cinnamon, so you want to make sure it's a red paprika. And then I'm just going to go all the way around and just paint this entire cheese grater, inside and out, the handle, every inch of it, with the apple barrel, and then continue to sprinkle on the cinnamon and then the paprika to give it both the round or the brown and the red rust. If you like my videos, please be sure to hit subscribe if you're watching from YouTube, and then click on the bell and click on all so you'll be notified when I post new videos. If you're watching from either of my YouTube channels, either of my Facebook pages, please be sure to give me a like and a follow. Now I'm just going back over it a little to get some spots that looked a little bare and needed just a little bit more rust. And the inside I did with a paintbrush because that sponge dabber really does not reach the inside of the entire inside of the cheese grater. So now I'm using the same method with my sponge dabber to apply Mod Podge, and this is just to seal it in to make sure that the paint and the spices do not flake off. Sometimes I don't do that on smaller projects, but for a project this large I feel like it's necessary, and because of the type of metal it is, it's super smooth so that paint can chip off a lot easier. So it does change the color of your rust a little bit, but that's okay. And again, you're going to apply it everywhere, inside and out, and you'll need a paintbrush to apply it on the inside. I get everywhere I can with the sponge dabber on the inside, and then I switch to a paintbrush. So now we're just going to make a simple messy bow for the front of the cheese grater. And this is some homespun fabric that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. And I just put a little notch in it with a pair of scissors and then just ripped it to give my fabric that really frayed look. So I ripped several strips here, as you can see. And I don't have a bow dabber, so I created my own. I just glued some tumbling tower blocks from Dollar Tree and drilled a couple holes in those, and then used a couple of dowels, and I put some glue in the holes that I drilled, and then put those dowels down into that hole and let it dry, and it works great. And now I used a piece of jute twine to tie all the ribbon together, and now I'm just fluffing it out, and I'm going to add some hot glue to the back there and glue it down into the front corner. and then fluff it out some more. And here is our finished craft. Super cute and super simple. This is my favorite method to give a rust effect. And just to give you a couple ideas of what you can do with them, here's a couple of baskets that I put together to display them. Thank you so much for watching.